welcome to the event. We're really happy that you're here. We're about to go live in just a few moments. But before we lift off, there's a few important things we want to make sure that you're aware of so you get the best possible experience out of this. First of all, the sound current is supremely important to us, the musical experience. So if possible, we really encourage you to use good speakers or headphones to experience the class with. Second, if you have any pre-existing injuries, please take care of yourself, modify as you need to. Don't risk exacerbating an injury because of a yoga exercise. If you have any pre-existing medical conditions and you're not quite sure if this would be good for you, please consult with your primary healthcare practitioner and make sure it's the right thing for you. Also, make yourself relatively comfortable. You can use a cushion, and in fact we encourage you in our seated positions, meditation practices, to use a cushion. It helps lift the heart up, keep the spine straight, and it's more ideal for the flow of energy in the body and for the meditation experience. You can even be sitting in a chair with feet flat on the floor for those of you that are unable to sit in a meditative sitting posture on the floor. Just use a chair, and for many of the exercises that will work perfectly fine. And then lastly, if you're having any problems with the video streaming, try refreshing the page, or if you see a gear icon on the video, adjust your resolution. If you're new to this type of thing, just take care of yourself. If there's something that you don't quite understand, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Everything that needs to click will click after a few times of trying it out. Enjoy the experience. We're about to get started in just a moment.
the more we're paying attention to it and the more we share it in common, in the sense that, okay, there's things that we have to kind of feel and come into terms with. And on the surface, that seems like a negative thing. As we're getting older, we don't think of that usually as like a positive thing, but actually it's not negative innately, and it's not also positive innately. It is what it is. There's positive things about it, because as we grow older, we grow more mature and we grow wiser, hopefully. And yes, we are. Definitely. If you find yourself doing something like this, definitely it's the case. However, our body changes and our body's not as youthful anymore. It's more easy to get injured as you get older. The metabolism is slowing down. They say that we hit our kind of peak bone mineralization in the late 20s. So then that Saturn return comes in right then. Isn't that interesting? And that Saturn does rule the bones, Vata. And so then it's after that first Saturn return, and Saturn also rules aging. In the process of aging itself, that comes in and it turns you a little more into an adult. A little more into an adult after that first Saturn return in the late 20s. And if you're lucky enough to live 27 and a half or so more years after that one, then you'll hit the second Saturn return. And those who are really fortunate will also get the third Saturn return. And so therefore, aging is something that is happening to all of us, and there's nothing we can do about it, but it does not need to mean that things are getting worse. In fact, of course, I think they're getting better, and they're getting better all the time. How? Because we make it that way. And that, therefore, if that's going to be something that's real, and it's not like spiritual facade, it's not kind of diluted positivity, but actually something that is your actual experience, therefore, then we need to make a happy mind that is non-dependent on all of the circumstances of our lives, the ups and downs of life, and even to figure out and discover what that is. What that is, because our mind, in its just kind of default settings, it tends to grasp onto the things that we want and like and wish for, and it tends to push away the things that we don't like and that we fear. And that basic tendency of all of our minds is magnetism, polarization, and that's the brilliance of Kundalini Yoga. It understands that every human being is magnetic. Really, every living thing is magnetic, but what we're interested in, because this is our species, is what is the human organism? How does it work? How does it operate? If I want to make a happy mind, then this is what I want to figure out, is what is this thing, this instrument of ours, this body, mind? It has this whole unique thing. Each of our bodies are a little bit different. We're all wired a little bit differently, and yet we all have like a spinal column, and two eyes and ears and all the human faculties. And so it's very fascinating, the human instrument, magnificent. And from the perspective of species on Earth, very advanced. And that's why I think the yogis say so much that just to have a lifetime, just to have a human birth is tremendously auspicious. So auspicious, they say, do not waste it. And how do we not waste it? By figuring out what is the purposefulness in life, to be able to live in a way that we're connected to the meaningfulness of our life, not purpose and just career. We often think too much, I think, when we think purpose, like career. What am I going to do out in the world? And that's part of it, but it's not the starting point. The starting point is being connected to you being connected to you. You have an experience of you. And not just the you that is the chitter chatter of the mind, but the energy that's dwelling deep underneath all of that. The you that you experience when all the chitter chatter of the mind starts to relax. That's what Kundalini Yoga is so excellent at, especially if you learn it and learn the basic fundamentals of how to practice it well. Because it's not just doing the exercises, it's understanding a little bit. It doesn't mean you don't have to understand a lot, but it's understanding a little bit of how the art and the science works. Concentrating life force in the central channel. So those two poles, there's a pole at the top of the head or just above the top of the head, and then there's a pole at the base of the spine. And in between those two poles does the life force move. The Chinese call qi, in India they call prana. life force intelligence, life force love intelligence, really, because it's the prana that keeps the heart beating. It's the prana that moves the blood through the veins. It's the prana that, for instance, how do your bone cells know how to choose calcium, but your muscle cells choose protein? Who's making these decisions? We're not, thank goodness. We wouldn't have lived, we've been dead long ago if we were dependent on making those decisions. So in other words, that's what I mean by life force intelligence. There's an innate intelligence to life. We all know that. That's not philosophical. Where did all these, plant life come from, and the oceans and all the creatures under the ocean and all the flying creatures and the stars and the planets? There's some intelligence. It's indisputable. What some people do dispute is the third part. The first part is the life force, life, energy, intelligence. The third part is love intelligence. And the hypothesis that you have as a yogi, and by a yogi just means that one who is wishing to blossom and actively doing things in their life to help them blossom into who they really are and what life really is, and to cultivate the happy mind, which means one has to have the happy heart. That's what the yogi is. But what the yogis, what the idea of the yogis, where was my train of thought? So the hypothesis of the yogi. The hypothesis of the yogi is at the center of the whole thing is love, is a love. But we have to prove that. But we can't prove it to someone else. That's the interesting thing. You can only prove that one to yourself. And even after you prove it to yourself, you can't prove it to anyone else through theory. But you can prove it to everyone else in your life through who you are and how you live. And that's a natural blossoming of a human being who has fallen in love, and not just romantic love, although of course we love that too. But we're talking about a different type of love that's non-dependent, again, on the outer circumstances of life. Relationship comes, relationship goes. Certain work, jobs, opportunities come, and then they go. The opportunities that really got us excited 10 years ago don't get us excited in the same way anymore. So all that is forever changing. But if the exploration becomes centralized in a little bit of a different manner, with a little less emphasis, it's not taking emphasis all the way off our outer life. Our outer life is important. This is what being human is all about, experiencing our life here, experiencing our relationships, experiencing the work we're here to do, experiencing how can we get happy. All of those things will become really the canvas in which it all takes place. But what I'm just putting emphasis on is the essential starting point, that I have to make sure I'm good. I have to make sure that I have the confidence in order to live in such a way that I will have a happy mind. And therefore, I need to tap a deeper reservoir of vitality inside of me that I don't really tap unless I take the time to do it. Just in the same way as you don't really develop a certain level of muscle and strength unless you go work out. So in other words, you're taking the time to do it. You're carving out time and space in your life that develops something. For a yoga practice, it's carving out time and space in your life to develop a certain vitality. But it's not just physical vitality. It's not just the vitality that keeps your body asymptomatic. It's a vitality that actively is causing you to experience what your life is all about. It's a vitality that's giving you inspiration for your mind. That's keeping us. It's a vitality that's keeping us connected to the meaningfulness of life. It's not some far out thing to find the meaningful of life is its meaningfulness of life is all the time present. But can I get my radio dial kind of tuned to that station? Because if I'm up on the station that kind of my Instagram feed keeps me in often, or the news feed keeps us in often, or all the narratives of our lives and the trials and tribulations of our lives, which there are many. All of those things can keep this kind of radio station of the human psyche, of the human mind, kind of in the places that will cause it to stay in fight or flight response, sympathetic nervous system response. That means if there's not a pronounced worry and anxiety, there's a low-grade worry and anxiety that's staying ever present. It's living in the planet Earth, human life 2024 and beyond. And so therefore, to take care of ourselves in such a way where we're developing a nervous system vitality, nervous system is on a regular basis staying regulated. Then the mind is able to operate with a certain level of calmness, and that gives one clarity. And the good news is that the practice kind of does it for you. In that you don't have to feel like you're being smart. You don't have to feel like you're having a good day. In fact, that's when it's often most helpful, when you're not having a good day. However, the hard part about that one, when I'm not having a good day and I'm still trying to do the course or the practice, I want to sit down and do a yoga practice. I know it's going to make me feel better. Never has anyone sat down for the practice and then regretted it by the time it was over. But getting ourselves to do it is another thing. So when we're not having a good day, the subconscious mind starts to react to any idea of doing something good for us. Sometimes it's strong, sometimes it's subtle. So sometimes it's hard to get us to do a practice when we're feeling down. That's often the time that we are most likely not going to do a practice. That's just how our moods and our habits are. But by recognizing the mind's tendency and how it operates in that way, and knowing that everybody's subconscious mind has some level of self-destructive tendency to it. So as soon as you bring awareness to that tendency, not act like I don't have it, not a big deal if I am having it. It's just to be aware of it. And often, if you can, just smile at it and laugh at it. And just a huge part of it is not being in a rush. Allowing yourself, if I feel lousy, to feel lousy. To feel love and compassion for oneself when you do feel lousy. If you're having a really hard time right now, this stuff doesn't go above you. If I'm having a really hard time right now, the starting point is to really feel how much of a hard time that I'm having, and let that evoke some compassion for your own body and your own mind and your own difficult predicament. If any of us were in the predicament that you're in that same one, we would all feel that. And so we can have love for each other and remember that we're all having a hard time in some way or another, and we're all suffering to different degrees. And some of us, we're not suffering as much right now, and you are, but just give it a month, or give it a couple years, and then we're going to be going through something really challenging, and you're going to be doing, all right, and we're going to be like, wow, and we can help each other in that way. It's just kind of maintaining awareness of each other's sensitivity. So first, though, we have to that's the beauty of this thing, because when you become aware of your own sensitivity, that each of us is incredibly sensitive, but the more that we cultivate that sensitivity, so many of us have grown up being told either directly or indirectly that sensitivity is a weakness. Sensitivity is the greatest strength. That's what makes the human species special. We don't have like a bear's uniform. Like that fur is thick and you can hang out outside all year long. We don't have a tortoise shell. We don't have spikes like some creatures, or we don't have a snake skin. We have these human, soft, sensitive skin. And the yogis say that whereas some species, they'll have sharp teeth for protection, or porcupine has spikes for protection, what we have is our sensitivity. We have our intuition. We have the crown chakra and the ajna chakra. We have this ability to actually transcend ordinary, what we could call pleasure and pain, and come inside of a real happiness that can stand the test of time no matter how difficult it gets. And that's not cheesy happiness. It's not fluffy happiness. It's love. And it's purposefulness. And it's the love that will cause you to serve in life. And it's the love that will always keep you connected to joy. And it makes life, and it helps us live in such a way that we don't shy away from conflict when it arises so strongly. Because we have enough compassion and we have enough love that we're not going to have so much fear. And so it takes away our fears. It takes away this tremendous fear that one day we're going to die. And it makes us appreciate our lives tremendously, this type of love. When you open this thing up, normally the life force tends to stay constricted down here. What today we're going to do is circulate that stuff up. Get it circulating. Not so it's all the human experience. And therefore then the intuition opens, the psyche's sensitivity. Once that starts to be well connected, it's like connecting the wires again. It's not something that feels extraordinary. It feels supremely natural, actually. Or what we could call super normal. Super normal. It feels quite natural. This is how I am. Yeah, it's all. Everyone always says it feels like remembering. It feels like remembering. Yeah, so that's cool. Let's do some exercises. Let's do it. Let's move the body. Let's use the breath, and let's have a nice experience as the moon comes into its crescendo. So, to start, most of the exercises you can do just sitting down. You can be on a chair. But some of these we want to be on the ground, and we're going to start that way. And we're going to start on the hands and the knees, and we'll be doing cat-cow. So the inhale and the head is coming up, and the exhale and the head is coming down, and it's a nice, smooth rhythm. Just go at your own pace. Trust your own body. Close your eyes down, and as you breathe through your nose. As the head is coming up is the inhale. As the head is coming down, it's the exhale. And you see how they're just kind of making, it doesn't have to be the same pace, but the same idea. It's less at this point about stretching the muscles of your back, but more about now starting to make a nice little smooth, light rhythm and helping your spine become supple. And the more you do this, the easier it becomes. The key thing to keep the body youthful is to keep the spine nice and supple. If you keep the spine nice and supple, cerebrospinal fluid more healthy, brain tissue is more healthy, benefiting, all the wires staying connected nicely, more light coming through the eyes, more youthful vitality in the energy system, nervous system, glandular system is helped. Cat-cow, yeah? But don't feel like you need to be doing it all fast. Use your own body. Tune in, close your eyes. Another 25 seconds. Nice, and inhale, head is up. And then exhale, the head is down. Push the breath out. And good, come standing up. Just a couple standing exercises today. We want to get our blood flowing a little bit, okay? Index fingers to the thumb. Eyes are open in this case, and just pick a point in front of you anywhere with the eyes open and relax your gaze onto that space. And And what's going to happen, it's going to be an inhale and the knees come up to hip level and the arms up, and an exhale down, and then you switch the other leg. So sat, no, down, up, down. If that's too quick for you at home, do your own pace, but the idea is the same. If you can't hit that rhythm, go like... It's like a sniff in and a sniff out through the nose. And as you inhale, stretch open your armpits. The index finger is touching to the thumb, and the other 3 fingers straight up. It's like a yogi's march. It puts the whole life force system in rhythm. By getting those big muscles of your legs moving, it causes the blood to circulate and distribute its nutrients into the tissues. It helps to flush out the toxins from your bloodstream. And by opening the arms and stretching up and opening the armpits and using a rhythmic breath, it moves your lymphatic. And the lymphatic fluids is where the vast majority of your immune system operates. Almost there, deeper the breath. Good, inhale, stretch up. Stretch up, stretch up. Stretch here, come on. Stretch up, release. Very good. Now you'll come like we are in here with the fingers out firm and the arms extended out and the legs out like so, like Charlotte and Nima and everyone else. And you're gonna inhale here. Now check it. This is not firstly about a stretch. It's about a core strengthening. So when you inhale, you draw in your pelvic floor and your core muscles to help lift you on the inhale. And then you exhale down. You don't have to go all the way down to your toes. You see how Charlotte, she's just kind of stopping part way, because the main thing is you don't collapse your chest. You keep the chest lifted. That'll make you use your core muscles and fill your lungs on the inhale. Beautiful. Now put your energy into the breath. Every inhalation, fill your lungs. Yes, beautiful. 20 seconds. Deeper the breathing. Use your core to lift you. We're trying to build the inner vitality. It's an embodied practice. It's not a head trip. It's using the body. It's using the breath. Really to bypass the chitter chatter of the mind, the endless thinking. And enjoy your body. Enjoy your breath. Take care of yourself. Flush the bloodstream. Feed the blood with oxygen. Build your tissues. Bring in the vitality. Inhale up. Legs strong, fingers tight, firm like steel. Exhale. Beautiful. Relax. Shake your legs out a little. Have some water. Come sitting. the fundamentals of Kundalini Yoga, very simple. And if you learn the fundamentals, that's really all you need. There's so many meditations of Kundalini Yoga, so many kriyas, so many exercise sets. But if you just know these fundamentals, it's really all you need. And then any of it that you want to explore, you'll always know how. But the basics are simple, and it's working with the concentrating life force in what they call the central channel. The physical corollary to the central channel is what we call the central nervous system. But the subtle expression of that is called the Sushumna. And so what you're doing in this case, hands come to your ankles and shins, and it's a light little sniff in and a light little sniff out. And it's a simple rhythm just like this. It's a lifting of your chest, and then it's an exhale back. So like this. You just start light and soft. And with just a little bit of, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, 60 seconds, it starts to soften up. The breath starts to get nice and deep. You see? Now put the emphasis on the breathing. It's light, but it's rhythmic. And it starts to, become rhythmically deep. And the more you go, the more you'll feel how the channels open, how your breath can become naturally deep. But at first it takes a little practice. Just start where you are, and it's just gonna open up. Try not to feel frustrated. You need to move slower, but try to just close your eyes and work with your own body and breath. And it's self-nourishing. It's not self-correcting. It's self-opening. Keep going. Now keep going, but hands come to the knees and keep going, hands back to the ankles. Eyes closed down now. Listen to the breath rhythm and try to draw your inner gaze, your optic nerve, up and in between the two eyebrows. See if you can relax the gaze where the root of the nose kind of meets your skull bone, that area. And then let that be one of your anchors. And then the other anchor is your breath rhythm. A little deeper, please. Almost there. Inhale deeply. Now, my friends, please suspend the breath in. And then hold your position. And through the nose, exhale. And then again through your nose. Deep inhale. Keep the breath in, yet relax your upper body. And then endeavor to draw your inner gaze up and in between the eyebrows, nice and relaxed, spacious of the mind. And then exhale. Yeah? Encouraging the chi, encouraging the life force to open. It feels fantastic. Hands come like this. And then a little bit of a lift of your pelvic floor, shoulder blades released. And then you simply just swing to the left on the inhale and just let it swing to the right on the exhale. nice rhythmic breathing. Opening the center energy, center channel. Center. Just keep the breath in. Hold the posture through your nose, exhale. Now this time, inhale deeply. Keep the breath in, yet relax your upper body. And then now lift through the pelvic floor, like rectum, perineum, sex organ, up and in. And then your navel, your lower abdomen, up and in. And then exhale. Yeah? Relax. Have a little bit of water. We're getting there. Hands to your knees. So it's just like you're shrugging, like this, shrugging your shoulders, like, eh. It's an inhale up. Exhale, release. Try, like, just light. Make it easy. Don't try to get all your kinks out. Just let it be relaxed. Now inhale, squeeze up. And then release. And exhale, squeeze up. And release. And then exhale, squeeze a little. You don't have to squeeze super hard. Just squeeze a little. And release. Just gently opening. Heart stays lifted. Jaw relaxed. And just very gentle neck roll. Eyes closed down. First part is called opening the central channel. When you open that central channel, it gives the mind that extra sense of clarity. You feel really kind of clear, and even in your body clarity, you know what I mean? It's not feeling uptight. Other direction. Inhale. Exhale. And stretch your legs out wide like a V shape. Flex your feet. Opening the life nerve. So be right on your sit bones before you begin. Make sure you're right on your sit bones. Feet flexed. Then you inhale and turn to either side. Then exhale, fold leading with your navel, leading with your abdomen. And then follow with your heart. Don't worry about touching your toes. Breathe. Worry about giving it a nice, deep, complete breath through your nose. Deeper the breathing. The sciatic nerve comes down from your spine, down through the backs of your legs and down through the legs. It's keeping all of it open, letting the energy be able to flow more freely. Inhale, center. And hinge forward, exhale. Good. Just extending out through your heart center, through the sternum. And chin is slightly in, shoulder blades release, breath is long and deep. Now you exhale and fold down, and then inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift up. Just from where you can do it. Exhale, folding down. Going into your resistance, but softening into it, not forcing it. And put the emphasis on how deep can I breathe? Less how far can I go? Still people are trying to go down with their head. Forget trying to go down with your head. How deep can I breathe? Lift through your chest, fold with your heart. Yes, and relax. Inhale, shake your legs out. And shake your legs out. Fantastic. And come sitting. Okay, one more. Stimulate the immune intelligence, immune vitality. In this case though, your tongue is out. And it's like this, tongue is out, and the chest is lifted, and the diaphragm moves. Just like that. Try to keep going. Index finger touches your thumb. Eyes closed down. It stimulates the thymus gland, center of your chest. First sign of a cold, or if folks around you are experiencing a cold or something contagious, do this little pranayama breath work with the special finishing touch at the end that I'll guide you through. Almost there. Can you keep it going? Almost there. Inhale through your nose and press the underside of your tongue against the roof of your mouth. Now squeeze your spine, and then through your nose exhale. If any time you need to just relax, please just relax. Never overdo it. Inhale deeply. Suspend the breath in, and then push the underside of your tongue against the roof of your mouth and squeeze the muscles along the spine. And then through your nose exhale, and uno más. Inhale. Suspend the breath in, squeeze the muscles along your spine, and press the under tongue against the roof of your mouth. And then gaze the third eye space up and in. And then exhale. And just let the breath relax. Keep your body in the meditative position. Just for a few moments, let the breath flow nice and easy, in a nice kind of meditative way that feels natural to you. And with your mind, follow the breath current. And just now please relax on your back for just a few minutes here. But please do, come relax onto your back. If you're not somewhere where you're able to relax on your back, just relax where you are. And by relax, it means let your mind relax. Let your body relax. Let your jaw relax. Let the tongue relax. Let your upper back and your upper spine relax. Let your chest relax. Just relax. Let your head and your skull, everything is relaxing and softening. Let your palms and your fingers are softening, relax. Mind is even softening, relax. And then the bliss comes in. That's the secret. Your stomach is relaxing, and the organs in the stomach and the digestive organs, even the intestines, always working so hard, relaxing. Everything is relaxing. The heart that is always keeping us alive, it's relaxing and feeling revitalized. And the lungs always keeping us alive, they're even relaxing and feeling revitalized. Everything is feeling revitalized. The cells of the body are vibrating with this nice, fresh infusion of chi, life force. And the pelvis is relaxing, the big muscles of the thighs and quadriceps relaxing. The sexual organ is totally relaxed, not going after anything, not wanting anything, not needing anything. Everything is happy. The knees and backs of your legs is like a wave of relaxation. The legs and the calves and the shins and the feet and all of the toes are relaxing. Soles of the feet totally relaxed. This great instrument of ours, the human body, mind, its energy field, its magnetism, its life force, its mystery, its beauty, its sensitivity, and tenderness, its vulnerability, its radiance, its strength, its courage. Relax. And inhale, please, deeply. And fully exhale. And inhale, please, deeply. And fully exhale. Move the fingers and move your toes. Rotate the wrists. And rotate your ankles. Feeling again in your body Stretch your arms over the head and point through the toes and take a deep inhalation. Extend through your fingertips and extend through your toes and stretch through your spine. And release. Then a cat stretch to each side. And then you hug your knees to your chest and you rock and roll several times on your spine. And you come up into the meditative position. And this is a meditation I want to share with you. That's very simple. Doesn't take such a long time to have such a beautiful effect. To put the mind into this kind of open space, meditative space that's very connected though to the body, connected to your life energy and your path ahead right now. So what we're going to be doing is a segmented breathing pattern. It's a 4-stroke inhalation through your nose, and then you suspend it for the count of 4. I'll guide you through it. It's easy. Then we'll take a exhalation in 4 segments, and you suspend the breath out for 4 counts. It'll be simple, just like this. Little sniffs through the nose. Simple. Watch. Like. Then suspend. 2, 3, 4, then out. Push it all the way out. Suspend it out. 3, 4, then. Do it with me. Then suspend it in. 2, 3, 4, then out. Trying to push it all the way out on the last one. 3, 4, then. Suspend. 2, 3, 4, then out. Just like that, okay? Then when you suspend it out and when you suspend it in, you make your mind as best as you can nice and relaxed. Your meditation anchor is the rhythm, okay? And so your mudra, the seal of this meditation, the position we put our body in is with the hands, where the Jupiter fingers cross like this, and the thumbs will point straight away. The mudra looks like this. The middle finger, ring finger, and pinky fingers, the backs of them press against each other. The index fingers cross like that angle, and the thumbs point straight away. And you hold that about at your heart center, center of the chest. Shoulder blades released. Press the kind of sit bones down into the earth and lift up a little through your chest, and then soften in that posture. And you hold that simple position. And the idea is throughout this short meditation, you do not move as best as possible. Then suspend. 2, 3, 4, then push it out, suspend it out. 2, 3, 4. Suspend. 2, 3, 4. Suspend. 2, 3, 4. Suspend. 2, 3, 4. Na sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Suspend. 2, 3, 4. Suspend. 2, 3, 4. Out. Suspend. 2, na, ma. Sa, ta. Sa, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na. Use the breath. If the mind is being really active and you can't get it to be calm, intensify your breath a little bit in order to kind of meet its energy and, oh my mind, relax. Suspend. 2, third eye gaze. 4. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, sa, ta, na, ma. Final 30 seconds. Ta, na, ma. Sa, ta, na, ma. Sa, ta. And through your nose, deep inhale. Hold the posture perfectly still. And gaze the eyes up and in the third eye space. And hold the body as still as possible. Body and mind spacious and still. And then hold the posture, exhale. And in this full moon moment, from the heart, and from your own heart, give a wish for your life, a wish for this cycle of life. And from your heart into the heart of life, put that wish. Your loved ones, your family, those you care about the very most, give a wish for their life, happiness and joy and healing. And all the suffering in the world, may it start to dissipate swiftly. Yeah, and inhale. And voila. Beautiful. That's the simple little way, is always one little thing of strong, very powerful practices like these, because anything that is working with transformation of the mind and effective at it has a certain power to it. So when you always begin by what we call arousing the heart of love, or arousing the heart of compassion, like we did at the beginning, just reflecting on our own situation, our own predicament, instead of feeling self-loathing towards ourselves, training our minds. This is part of, if we want to be real about making a happy mind, we have to do something that is going to transform our inner tendencies, our mental, emotional tendencies that are currently causing us more and more suffering. And we all have those, and that seems like a drag at first, because you have to pay attention to them, and you have to kind of see, what is it that causes me to be so dang insecure all the time? What is it that is, and then you have to take some level of responsibility for it. And it's not responsibility in the sense, I did something bad. It's responsibility in the sense that I'm actually going to do something about it. And I'm going to actually take my happiness into my own hands. I can't depend on the circumstances of my life in this world, but what I can do is take it into my own hands. And I can start to choose to be happy. I saw this something in some meme the other day. It was like, you can choose to be happy, or you can choose a certain attitude. You can choose loneliness, or you can choose, feeling, like loving, hanging out with yourself. And that's to a certain extent true, but it's only true to the extent that I have the Shakti to be able to make those choices. In other words, do I have the kind of inner power, or is my habit of kind of self-loathing or melancholy stronger than my ability to actually choose? So often it's not a choice in the sense of some mental state, but what we can absolutely do, and what Kundalini yoga practice is so effective at helping to train the mind to do, is to more and more, when difficult emotions come up, be able to actually embrace those difficult emotions. And so with yoga practice, you're not just in some sort of, what we're always encouraging is some sort of consistency of yoga practice. Just like, even for a period of time, just like if you were going to go to the gym, if you only go once, it's only going to do so much. But if you work with a trainer and you get a little routine going on, then it becomes life-changing. And the same thing is here. That's what we're encouraging. Learn, let us teach you, even those of you who've been doing Kundalini yoga, but you've never really taken the time to learn a little bit more about the art and the science of it. Not super heady stuff. In our Kundalini Essentials training that we have, each session takes you through a yoga practice. So doing that course is kind of like, I'm also doing a yoga class every week. So it's not like it's just learning the intellectual, although there is some of that intellectual stuff so that you can understand the art. But even the intellectual stuff, it's poetic. It's beautiful. It's so cool, because it's the exploration of basic understanding of what is the human instrument all about. When you're starting to work with, how can I open up and unlock more of the potentiality of my life? That's what Kundalini really is. There's a lot of stigma around Kundalini and what it is, but it's the force of opening the person into who we really are, the blossoming of the human being, the opening of the happy mind. As the real happy mind is the mind that is actually happy because it's able to to operate via not only its emotional energy, but its intuitive energy. And when we have connection to our intuitive energy, that's not, intuitive mind to me is not, at its essence, it's not about knowing the future. The intuitive mind is being connected to the wisdom of the present moment. And so it's not what I need to know when I want to know it. It's what I need to know when I need to know it. And sometimes there's a big gap between when I want to know something and when it's actually going to be shown or revealed. Don't mean to make that sound like some super, it is mystical, but it's not super esoteric. This is mystical is totally natural to us. That's why we all resonate with all the great stories of the Holy Grail and this, because it's actually a part of us. But the real Holy Grail is not something outside of us in some cave somewhere in some faraway land. It's really, this is opening up to your own inner energy and making that come alive inside of you. And it gives vitality to the organs of the body. It gives a nice shine to the eyes. It gives you a sense of purpose. It connects you. And then you realize you had sense of purpose all the way along. And the entire time you've been living that, even though we're not always connected to it in our sensitivity and our sense of feeling. So Kundalini yoga is amazing. And so even if you were to do it once a week and to try it out, but to try it out and actually learn the inner art and the inner science of it, that's what this is about. So while for this full moon, our intent was on one, to just provide on the full moons, which we often do. New moons and full moons in Life Force Academy provide a great practice for everyone, because whatever you do on that time gets magnified up. And so what we like to do is we follow the rhythms. We like to follow the rhythms of nature. And the way of one of the easiest way to follow the rhythms of nature and to also stay connected to our own sensitivity is paying attention to the moon. And one thing that we do is these practices together on the full moons and the new moons. But also, so today, and especially at a time when all of us are so challenged by so many things, to do a good practice together where we feel good in our bodies again, feel good in our minds. And if you've been struggling out there, I hope it was helpful and hopes it feels good to you. And it was a little bit of cheered you up, cheered me up for sure. That's a part of this, is just staying connected to your good cheer. Not just in Christmas time, staying connected to that. I think that may be one of the kind of chief benefits of real yoga practice, staying connected to your good cheer. And real yoga practice to me is not just doing the exercises, but also being actively involved in what really we can call Dharma practice. And that's transformation of the mind so it can experience its true bliss and is connected to its interwovenness with every other living thing in life. And then you work from that space. You don't have to go find purpose. Once you got that going on, you won't be able to find anywhere where purpose is not. And so the Kundalini, this is we're starting with a whole new group right now in our flagship Kundalini yoga course. We call it Kundalini Essentials. And it's a 6-module course. And it's designed to just do 1 module a week, although you can move faster if you want, but it's just designed to do 1 module a week. So it's can you carve out a couple hours per week for 6 weeks and then have a strong, solid foundation under you for Kundalini yoga practice? Not only have some practices to do, which the Life Force Academy membership has so much of, and you can find all over the place, but in this case, actually learning it in a simple way, not complicated. Anyone can do it. Anyone can understand it. This is your first yoga class you've ever taken. It'll be perfect. In fact, in a certain way, it's designed for that, but it's also designed for folks who practice but want to go deeper and want to understand this thing and understand how to tune the human instrument up by a little bit understanding of what is it, what is its architecture, not just on the physical level, but on the more subtle level. So it's simple, but it's sophisticated, and it's a lot of fun. Kundalini Yoga, unparalleled exercise and meditation system, a simple practice that elevates every domain of our life, healing the body, brightening the mind, enjoying our relationships, finding meaning in our work, and deepening our sense of our spirituality. You can read all about it. We provided everything you want to know. The first module is called Body Alchemy. Kundalini Yoga helps you experience how amazing your body actually is. When you learn the simple fundamentals of the practice, it gives you the crucial power of feeling safe and comfortable in your body. From there, your real body confidence emerges and you feel your innate beauty and magnetism. Try. See if your experience backs this up. You begin to explore how to use your body as an instrument for joy, creativity, and vitality. Exactly. And then module 2, I won't read them all, but just giving you a taste of what's here so you can read them all if you feel resonant, inspired, like, man, this might be something great to do. And you don't have to start right away if everything's super busy. But if you get it now, it's a really good deal right now for this full moon, this webcast. So if you get it now, you'll have it and you have lifetime access. You can download the modules. All the music you heard tonight, all is Life Force Academy produced originals by the great Simrit and the Simrit band. And this course is beautifully produced and the music's excellent. It holds your hand through the process. We have an amazing team. You have any questions, you email us. They always get back within a business day, if not much sooner. It's a cool thing. So the module 2, so it starts with Body Alchemy. Module 2 is ancient breathwork practice, pranayama. Learn the ancient breathwork practice of the yogis and uplift your life. The great bridge between the body and the mind is the breath, the life force, the prana. You can read about it. Then you go into sound medicine because mantra practice, like we were doing in that meditation, sa, ta, na, ma. The most effective thing, and in my opinion, most important thing for the transformation of mental and emotional tendencies is mantra practice, use of mantra practice. This isn't a religious thing. This is physics, what I call Dharma physics. Being able to give the mind something to put its attention on repeat, circle around, circle around, circle around. All these negative thoughts come, all these positive thoughts come. You just keep going with the mantra. The more you practice it, the better you get at it. And after a little while, you notice how people really love chanting mantras? Why? Because it makes them blissful. And once you get to that point where you've experienced how the chanting of mantra makes you blissful, then you start liking chanting mantras, but you might not tell your friends. Depends. All right, module 4 is mastering your mind. Where Kundalini Yoga shines most of all is its profound ability to benefit the mind. When the mind is no longer something that dominates you, it becomes your greatest ally. True. By working with the body, breath, and sound, we learn to bring the mind into its intuitive meditative state, not just in our meditative practice, but in our life. Then module 5 goes into the art of Kundalini meditation. Module 6 is called Kriya and Tantra, weaving your sacred path. And then you can see all the bonus sessions that are there, healing through Kundalini Yoga, astrology in Kundalini Yoga, sexuality in Kundalini Yoga, crafting your perfect practice. Those are all bonus modules after you take the main course that are totally accessible to you when you join it. And the course is only $550. But it includes all those, and it also includes an entire course, second course we're giving to you. For those, we're trying as much as possible to inspire as many of you as we can to jump in for this. We're giving an entire course called The Art of Dharma, Unlocking Your Great Purpose. This one has live music with all those musicians that you heard all this whole class. It's many hours, this course, actually, and you can use it as sessions at any time you want to work with this stuff. You don't even have to start from beginning to end, but we recommend that you do that. But in a certain way, it's a more substantial course in time and what it is giving you than the Kundalini Essentials, because there's so much practice in this Art of Dharma course. There's so much Dharma teaching and there's so much practice. It's beautiful. It was filmed at our summer immersion this past summer or 2 summers. And it's the best event we do all year. And that course is given to you for everybody who joins the Kundalini Essentials. $550, but wait. It's on sale right now, and it's only, if you get it right now, we've made the price all the way down to $279, only $279, and that's everything. The Art of Dharma course, the bonus modules, all of that. What we tried to do, obviously, is to make you a deal you cannot refuse, and that's the offer right now. So it is a really, really good deal, and we want to inspire you to be a part of this. It's going to be great. It's going to be an incredible little journey together, and you can do it at your own pace, at your own time, your own schedule. It's very flexible. And also, if you get this thing and for any reason at all you decide, this isn't for me anyways, actually, then just email our team within 60 days and they'll give you a full refund. So it's risk-free in that sense. And then finally, there's also a payment plan. If you can't you're not able to financially do the whole price right now, there's a payment plan of just 3 payments of $108, and you get full access right away with the first payment. So hope you can join that. I think you will love the experience if you do. And either way, I hope all of you who are here had a nice time with this session today, and I hope you're leaving with a happy heart and a little bit of inspiration and a good feeling in your body and mind. Okay, let's seal our practice together. Take the hands into the prayer pose. And to seal this practice, we chant this long sat nam, long sat, and a short nam, just putting our sound out into the space with a good wish and a good feeling, and to seal the session. Satnam, happy full moon, everyone. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. Thanks for being here, and definitely stay in touch. And we'll see you soon. Kundalini course starting right away. See you there. Satnam.